Happy holidays, everyone!
Good morning,
Good morning.
everyone. Welcome to the Medicare Cafe. Today we're going to have a bit more of a relaxed episode. It is the last episode of the year. So we're going to fit all the holiday things in here today. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode for you guys. And then Q1, we're going to start back up and get back to our regular Medicare Cafe. But today we're just going to hang out. We're going to take a break. We're going to enjoy the holiday spirit. And we got some trivia for you. We'll talk some AEP, all that sort of jazz. But I'm Sadie Palmer. I'm on the cafe team, but I'm kind of behind the scenes most of the time. Then, of course, you know this face.
And I'm Benjamin Lavis. I'm a part of the Agent Resources team here at Senior Marketing Specialist and longtime holiday enjoyer, short-time SMS employee.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure that today, one, congratulations on making it to the end of the year. I know this year was unprecedented, was insane, crazy. I mean, the amount of stories that I've heard helping agents this AEP, it's just been like, woo!
There's a lot of curveballs.
Lots of stuff
this year.
Lots of stuff going on. So
there was an episode that I did with Olivia where she was like, what's the one thing that would probably throw like agents for a loop the most in or and I'm behind the scenes a little bit. I do more like training content for today, so I don't know all of the AEP updates every minute that they happen. And I was like, I don't know, people get new Medicare, like, yeah. And I was like, wait, what? I was just throwing something super dramatic out there. And so there's been a lot of crazy stuff that has happened this AEP, which we always say, but like this time it's like no crazy stuff happened.
And I feel like because of all of the changes that we had on the forefront or getting ready to join us, like AEP started so much earlier this year too. Because it was like, hey, in June, which like, yes, you should be planning ahead for your AEPs. Yes, you be, already Q1 start thinking about how can I make my AEP smoother. But besides the point on that, when the summer hit, June hit, we even traveled around and, hey, people need to know what's happening, what's going to be changing. What is this prescription drug payment program that's going to happen, in 14 days? There's just so much that has changed both in our industry, carrier changes. Man, just,
There's even a lot that has changed, like sitting here today versus whenever, right before AEP, doing our road shows. It's like I think about some of the stuff and most of it was, right. But then there's some stuff that it's like, man, I had nice to like tell people that, but that's just the name of the game.
Whether it was network stuff, because I know Anthem and Mercy was a big ordeal, and thankfully I got it out into the Facebook group or whatnot, but they have come to an agreement on that side. So it's just been a whole bunch of fun-filled activities. And I said this actually to an agent yesterday, was like, man, yes, it was a crazy year. And yes, it was crazy. But I hope agents take away from this AEP this season how important your guys' role in helping people in all of this. Because there are plenty of beneficiaries that would not have understood the changes, wouldn't have been on the proper plan for them in the future. So there was just so much going on, so many different things. And so I hope you guys as agents understand that you guys played a very impactful role in making sure that people's moms and dads, people's grandparents were on a plan that is going to better suit their needs going into the new year amongst all these changes. So you should almost take that victory lap. Like, yes, it was crazy, yes, it was insane, but I hope you guys feel more empowered than you guys have in the past of like, no, I actually made a difference, because there was so much to make sure people weren't led astray, misinformed. There's plenty of things going on.
Well, it was an election year. So there was a lot of that alone.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, even if there wasn't, election years are just crazy for industries that involve with anything government regulated. So it's like, even if we didn't have the craziness just within our industry as like on its own. It was an election year, so that's crazy. That's going to be crazy for everyone. Everyone
Hmm.
handled it really well. I think every year we learn more and more how important, how accessible information is
Yeah.
to every person, especially seniors.
Yeah.
And because they spend a lot of time on the internet. They still get phone calls. They still get spam emails, like all that sorts of stuff. It's so easy for misinformation to spread. We all know that. It
Yeah.
becomes more and more real every single year. And so, um, big victory this year is like agents were just able to, like, their job was so important
Yeah.
to be able to have someone to sit down and be like, okay, I trust you with what you say because I've seen this on Facebook. I've seen
100%.
this. My mother-in-law, I don't even write business. I just mother-in-law um called me and she was like, I just want to talk to you before like I go and make all these decisions. And for some of it, I kind of could like talk to her. Yes, you've seen this, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Yes, you've seen that, that's a perspective.
Right.
That sorts of stuff. And then I was like, at the end of the call, I was like, just trust your agent. Your
Yeah.
agent will be fine. Like they'll be able to figure it out. That's their job. And it all went really well and she felt so, yeah.
I know my dad he owns his practice out of St. Louis. He's a veterinarian. So part of like battling a lot of that, which, huge shout out to Rachel in office because she takes care of him. But he's not having to look at these options yet because he's still having to be the primary like group insurance member holder for his company since it's so. Amongst all of that, he's like, well, this is actually making changes on our group side as well, because the carriers that also have senior products or Medicare products or servicing that, clientele are having to shift
Yeah.
in like multiple different ways. So yeah, they were like, well, I guess is this what's causing that to change as well? And fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes, it sure is.
I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but as someone that's on the front lines
Yeah.
and that you're talking to agents every day, what were some of the like top questions that you were getting from agents day to day? Was it just normal support stuff? Was it kind of was it like SAR, SCP, like that sorts of stuff? What were the
No, that's really good. A really good question. The first one being probably technology based was, hey, I need to make sure that this quote is correct. I can't find Ozempic in this formulary. Oh, hey, this drug quote came up that they're gonna have to pay $43,000. What happened to the $2,000 out of pocket maximum? And so a lot of it was kind of, you can put it into some categories. One is the technology that I'm using working with me and not against me.
Fair.
Like, did I put capsules instead of tablets?
Yeah.
Did I put the correct dosage? Oh, is this a non-FDA regulated drug? Is this an amount or a dosage of a drug that the carriers really don't want to mess with? So that was probably a one section of it. The other section being just further clarification on a hugely new component to prescription drug plans. It was, it's not just a $2,000 out-of-pocket maximum. I know I came on here in the cafe earlier in the AEP to talk about, hey, like $2,000 is not $2,000. That's just drug coverage. So if your drug's not on the formulary, it's not subject to that maximum. There's also instances where they may pay less than $2,000 because it's going to go off of the CMS standard benefit instead of the actual copay that you're paying off of. So it's, I mean, what Olivia says, it's like herding cats, trying to understand all this information. It's chess and checkers, but you're playing with Monopoly pieces. So like none of it really makes sense unless you're the person who created the game.
Totally.
And thankfully we have
none of us.
people, we just have people that understand the game makers kind of mentality. Some of the other stuff, was networks. I would say the questions we got from this AEP were very traditional AEP questions. I think they just felt more impactful or heightened because of the circumstance going on in the year. So I think it was pretty normal questions outside of some of those other, like, maybe weirder ones or whatnot that were going on. But other than that, I would say That would probably be some of our number ones that we saw. A lot of GI cases, making sure agents were getting paid their correct amounts and make sure they were taking a look at what options.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of options this year, whether it be with MA or if you were on a plan that was in service area reduction. Then you had the option to go to supplement and all that type of stuff. So it was like, hey, this is the situation. What can we do? And so it was fun. It was a problem solving year. And why I love the role that I have is I like finding solutions. I like getting these weird cases and trying to piece it together to where we have an answer.
Yeah.
That's been fun.
Okay, guys, so we promised a little bit of a shorter episode today. We're going to play a fun game, and then we're going to get you guys out of here. We have some trivia here. It's a mixture of just holiday questions as well as some industry questions, but we didn't want to talk too much industry, so it's not going to be all that. So we're going to play this. We'll ask each other questions. We have the answers on the second page, so we can't quite see. And then, you guys can follow along at home. Go ahead and throw the answers you think into the chat. I think our streaming has been a little bit up and down today. Looks like it's a little bit better, but go ahead and throw them in the chat. We'd love to see your guys' guesses and whatnot. But if you want to, Ben, if you want to kick us off.
Yeah, I'll start off. So, in spirits, how many Christmas trees are sold worldwide during Christmas each year? So not maybe on sale after the season, during kind of the Christmas season. How many Christmas trees are sold?
I have a guess before my guess.
Oh, okay.
My first guess is going to be that it's a lot more than the rest.
That's a good answer. That's a Family Feud. Good answer.
Yeah, good answer.
Good answer.
My guess is going to be 7 million.
7 million.
How many do you guess?
I feel like how many people are in just the United States alone?
Oh, I guess I was thinking just United States. Okay. I'm going to say 13.
13 million trees. I guess that's another fair point, talking it out. Not everyone buys a tree every year. But that kind of, we do live trees most of the time. This year we didn't, because by the time we were going to go to the Christmas farm was like the weekend after AEP, and I slept for 23 hours.
That's fair.
And so we didn't do a live Christmas tree this year, but I know most people that do live trees, obviously.
You know what I learned this year? Okay, so I grew up in a household of people, like, just all of us had allergies. I'm one of 6 kids. Basically, all of us had allergies. Mom played it safe. We had a fake Christmas tree every single day. I married someone who is from Minnesota. And so there are pines galore.
Yeah.
And they would get a live Christmas tree every single year.
Mm-hmm.
They would get their permit, walk into the forest in knee-deep snow, go cut down their tree and take it home. Like they did the whole thing. Okay. Yeah. So I found out this year, we go to his sister's house. Okay. They have it set up during Thanksgiving. And I see her start to pour water at the base of it. And I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Watering my Christmas tree." I said, "You have to water Christmas trees?" And she said, "Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, they just, like, die." And I was like, I just kind of assumed they just died. Like, I didn't know that you had to water a Christmas tree. I'd never heard I mean, like, it makes sense. That's how plants work. Yeah. But to me, I'm like, I don't know. I just assumed that a tree cut off would live longer than. But anyway, I found that out this year. You have to water a Christmas tree, and I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's like, it dries out, then it becomes a huge fire.
That's what they said. Yeah.
Really scary. Like,
yeah.
And then if you have animals, like, all the pine needles will start dropping if it starts dying or drying out. And then if the cat dog eats those, and their stomach gets sick, and it's just
totally. To me, I guess, like, growing up in Missouri, I didn't have a ton of friends that, like, we all had fake Christmas trees.
Same. And it was something that my wife and I decided to do when we,
Yeah.
our first Christmas together.
Yeah.
It was like, I want a real tree, but we had always had fake trees growing up, and I just like the scritchiness of fake trees sometimes, and I don't know.
We give it that old saran wrap with the ornaments, put it in the box, and then do it. We did it this last year, but that's what we have been doing.
I've seen some social media posts and videos on that. I'm like, that's actually so smart. It's like, but this year, sure enough, I opened up we just have like a little 4-foot Christmas tree up, and it was crammed into the box, and branches looked like broken limbs and all that type of stuff, and none of the
Ben,
survived.
What's the answer?
Repeat
the question. Really quick.
How many Christmas trees are sold worldwide during Christmas each year? Survey says. Remind me of your answer.
I said 7 million, then I said 13 million, and I feel like I have to stick, even though I don't think it's right. I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay, so survey says 350 million.
Oh my gosh! No way.
Yeah, 350 million.
Wow.
That's a lot of Christmas trees.
That is a lot of Christmas trees. I guess people could have multiple. But in my head, I was like, well, there's a lot of other things. There's Hanukkah going on. True. There's like a lot of other things going on. So I'm like, I mean, I can't really just think about how many people celebrate Christmas.
Yeah. I think I would have been in like the 50, 60 million range.
Wow.
But even then, I would have had to like 5 times, 6 times as many Christmas trees. So
I'm not very good at math, so there's probably some math whiz out there that was like, that was such a low, and to me, I'm like,
maybe.
I don't know. Numbers aren't my thing.
Sounds good.
Question number 2. What year did the movie White Christmas premiere?
Yeah, White Christmas.
Movie?
Maybe. I'm a young lad. I'm but a mere
I did come
infant.
up with that. I thought that was a classic that everyone would know.
Well,
just take a wild guess.
I'm sure it is. Wait, do you have like 30-second plot for White Christmas? I'm just really bad with titles and stuff too.
White Christmas, I'm pretty sure, is the one. These people, if I'm wrong about this, they're gonna be like, why did they let these two on here? I'm pretty sure White Christmas is the one that has the sisters and the 2 guys, and they do the sister.
Okay.
You know what
I know that
about?
song. I know that song.
So it's old, like the clip with them like in the feather things.
Okay.
And they do so if you can picture that,
okay.
Just try to guess what year.
Color. So that's helpful.
That's true.
So that's where my brain
goes. It might have been
goes.
colorized, but don't quote me on that. I don't know.
I don't know, like 60s maybe, like 1963.
That's a good guess. I'm gonna go with 1950.
53. That's reasonable.
Okay.
I feel like that could be good.
Does anybody have any guesses on White Christmas? No looking it up. You guys are in front of your computer. No looking it up.
Well, in their defense, we are also in front of.
We are also in front of a computer, but they would be able to see.
Analog computer in front of us.
Survey says 1954.
Yo.
Okay.
Within one rule, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sweet. Good. Okay, next question. We'll do a few of these, and then we'll get out of here.
Roughly, how many Americans turn 65 in 20? May or may not be in conjunction with how many Christmas trees were bought this year.
No, that's worldwide. Oh, does this not say? It says Americans.
Yeah, this does say Americans.
Okay. I'm gonna guess. So bad with numbers.
The first 3 questions we had were numbers.
I know. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna guess 1.5 million.
1.5 million.
I'll round it up to 2.
2 million?
2 million.
I encourage you to not.
Okay.
The survey says. Actually, you could have. My dyslexia kicked in. It's 4.1 million. I thought it said 1.4. I was like, oh, she's so close. It's 4.1. I thought it said 1.4.
4.1?
4.1 million.
Wow, I thought honestly I was being a bit dramatic.
No?
Again, I'm not very good with
Your
numbers.
2 million guess was pretty good.
Yeah.
Would have been
Cool.
better had it been 1.4 million like I had read it.
Well,
But my eyes are thieves of joy.
let's see. Let's pick a fun one. Let's do, how many more do you think? One more? Couple
Whatever you
more?
wanna
Okay,
do,
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. Let's
We're right
see.
at 20,
Oh,
so.
Ben, how many towns in America are named Christmas?
Well, can't be more than 50
Can't be more than 50.
legally.
That's so true.
So I feel like there's probably like if you take like put a line through the United States at the middle, and every state above that surely has to have a Christmas town.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? Like, because then it would be like
right.
snowy.
Right, the
and
snow
so-
states right.
Right. So I'm thinking like if we cut the United States in half and I look at all the states above that, there's a lot of them on the east, but I don't think all the east would maybe stick with that because they're smaller boys.
Smaller boys.
This is just a little behind the scenes look at when you ask me questions, this is how I'm breaking them down. I'm gonna go with 18.
You really think?
I think 18.
I was gonna guess 3.
No, I think it's 18.
Okay. You ready? Survey says... Wait, which one is this? 2! Christmas, Michigan.
No.
And Christmas, Florida.
Christmas, Florida.
Christmas, Florida. So the geography of that, like, wasn't necessarily... Would have been a good
Only
guess. All the snow
2?
town.
You're telling me in North Dakota there isn't some homie that
Ben, I refuse to believe that you think that you are shocked by the fact that there are only 2
I am
cities named
pissed.
Christmas.
I'm actually infuriated. There should be way more. This is what's wrong with America. We don't have enough Christmas towns. That's the real problem. I have more
You heard it
Christmas
here.
joy on the Medicare
That's our
Cafe
official stance.
than we have in the entire United States. That's
Okay,
ridiculous.
you pick one.
Okay,
This is fun.
so because of
Hope
your-
you guys are having fun. We're having fun.
Yeah, this is a blast. Honestly, I'm gonna pull up a whole other sheet of trivia questions, and Sadie and I are just gonna play them for the rest of the
3
day.
p.m. You log back on. We're still doing Christmas
Exactly.
trivia.
It's a full day, full 8 hours of Christmas
The eggnog
trivia.
has been spiked by then.
Yeah, completely. So because of your hobbies, and I know you love to sing, and you love music, what would you say is the best-selling Christmas song of all time? Of all time.
I have a hunch. And
Me
do I
too.
really think that it's this? No. But if it were, would I be surprised? No. Yes.
Okay. This is a lot of different caveats.
I'm going to go with All I Want for Christmas. Yeah.
Bye.
Mariah Carey.
Okay. What would be, because you added so many caveats, were there other songs you had in question?
Well, I don't know. It's like sold. Does that mean covers or originals? Because if I said Jingle Bells, the original, because right
Fair.
now it's public.
Right.
So it's like, so I'm thinking how many sold,
Yeah.
not just like the most popular.
Yeah, I would say, like, for best selling, it's like one album, one song. I think you're on the right.
All I Want
path
for
there.
Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. That's
Okay.
what I'm going with.
Yeah.
What are you going with? Did you look at the answer?
I did look at the answer, which means I would be right. But what I had originally thought was Michael Bublé. Yeah, but I know like
Or Bublé.
exactly, and like Mariah Carey, this is her domain. But I feel like there's a Northern Viking king to the north,
Okay.
and that's Michael Bublé.
Okay.
And they're competing almost, or starting to. Maybe they'll join forces.
Maybe they'll.
But survey says both of us are wrong. It is Bing Crosby's White Christmas.
Oh.
There's also a really popular movie named
I've
after
heard of it.
that
I've
song
heard of
that
it.
came out. I think it's
Yeah.
in 1954.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, a tingle bell.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one more.
Okay.
Me?
Sure.
Okay.
Or unless you want to do another one.
Let's see. In the movie Elf, what condiment does Buddy put on everything?
Syrup. Easy. That one.
That one was easy. Okay.
That one's. That's my domain. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
Grew up with that movie.
Right. Okay. Let's see. In total, how many gifts were given in the 12 days of Christmas? Keep picking.
No, that's okay. I love numbers. So what they do 12 days of Christmas? Would it just be 12 like factorial? So 12 times 11 times 10? No, that's too many.
No, because it's
but you could
like
add it together.
1
plus 2, then 1 plus 2
4.
plus 3. I think it's 12 factorial, which is the math equation for it.
That's what
364. I think is 12 factorial. I remember that one from like AP Calc.
I don't have a guess.
You have to have a guess.
Oh.
It's
no.
At least okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
364. Nice job.
What I lack in knowledge on Christmas, I make up in numbers.
What I lack in numbers, I make spirit.
I don't have it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that's all we have for you today.
Yeah, that was it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed just stepping out of some of the business, getting into
the holiday
Medicare,
spirit.
Cafe Wonderland or so.
Love. Guys, we have some exciting stuff coming up for Medicare Cafe in 2025. So make sure that you're joining us every Tuesday. We'll get back to our regularly scheduled program with, you know, the normal familiar faces and all that sorts of stuff. So we're really looking forward to 2025. We have lots of ideas working on for a very long time coming up. So
because this is the last cafe of the year.
This is the last cafe of the year.
Next Tuesday is Christmas Eve. The office is closed, and the Tuesday after that is the 31st, which is New Year's Eve when the office is closed.
Correct.
So, wow.
Yeah.
We ended. We got.
I know.
That's an honor. Wow.
Lucky us.
With true trivia fashion. Well, it ends. Not only will we not be wearing next time you see us, but the backdrop will not have a Christmas tree.
It'll look a little different.
It might look a little different in here.
I say that and then we like don't. Anyway, stay tuned.
The tree will be gone.
Stay tuned. Oh, that's true.
That's not. Yeah.
The tree will be gone.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned to find out.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube side, and then if you want to join us on the Facebook side, we have a closed Facebook group. If you just type in Medicare Cafe Agents Facebook, and I will approve you and say, hey, you're pretty cool, come join us. It's where agents have the ability to ask questions, get insight, and if I hear anything, or Clayton hears anything, or anybody of a part of our team hears anything, we try to throw it in there. That way you guys have all the new and best information. There's a lot of groups. Talked about misinformation earlier today. There's a lot of information that goes out. One of the ones that I heard recently, no, AEP did not get extended until the end of the year. That would be SAR, SEP that people are using for the first of the year to put some of that to rest. So make sure you consider joining our Facebook group. And with that being said,
have fun,
make money, and give impeccable service. We'll see you guys next year.
Thanks, guys. See you in 2025.